So when we left our heroes, they were examining the body, and Lee continues to examine. The good doctor continues to examine the body.
Yes.
Everything looks about the same.
Okay. But getting just a really good idea about what happened now that, in the light of day we can see these things. And although this strange gift that I've used seems to have left me, I'll get real close to the head of the corpse and almost nervously just say, "Hello?"
And no response. You're talking to a dead guy.
It's a little bit embarrassing. This worked last night, but
will you cast the ritual?
Yeah, I'll kind of roll my sleeves up and really sort of grab the head and just sort of, go for it.
You're attempting to cast a ritual.
Yes, I am.
Well, really? Well, then, in that case, I need you to roll a save versus magic.
Okay. Let's see here. My save versus magic is 14.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 18. Now, I don't know if saves are higher or lower. So
higher is good.
Higher is good.
You actually do not miscast. You are successfully able to do this.
Right.
And once again, the horrible sight of a man's body, in this case, his head just starting to come to life. The eyelids start twitching, and you're just like,
It worked. It worked again. Bergen immediately takes out his holy symbol. Zod, and he runs over and kind of hides in the corner. Zod, please, Zod. Forgive me for being a part of this, Zod.
And I go, right, Stanley. Tell me. Who did this to you? Who killed you?
Oh, it was horrible. It's horrible. No head. No head came out. There's no head. The man with a shovel. No head.
The man with the shovel and the man with no head, are they the same person?
Yes. The same person. I see cats.
Rather strange afterlife. What were you doing last night?
I was robbing the grave with Stanley. With Kevin, rather. I'm Stanley. It's hard to remember things. I was hitting the head with a shovel.
And you're dead. You're forgiven.
I think he was a Protestant. I was robbing the grave with Kevin to get old man Winkle's goods.
Right. And I think that's my third question, so I'll kind of, yep.
And the body crashes back down on the slab.
So, and that's what I was trying to compose myself. A headless man armed with a shovel killed him when they were robbing the tomb of Herr Winkle, who we know to have no head on his corpse, and who has also visited Frau Katrina's with a head.
Oh, Zod, please, Zod. Oh, please, Zod, let this not be true. Could this be Frederick's body? No, it can't be Frederick. It cannot be Frederick. He could not have beaten me here.
No.
So we have a body looking for a head. This is Zod. Help us. This is crazy. I'm gonna leave the morgue and go outside in the fresh, cold air, and just look about the streets. Connect back with Mother Nature.
Let's see. And as you do, oddly enough, the dice gods determine that Inspector Bester comes out. Ah, what is it? Jurgen, is it? How are you doing?
Good morning, Herr Inspector.
What can I do for you?
Just waiting for the doctor. The good doctors and Heinrich are in the morgue.
Ah, yes, examining the body. Yeah, it looks like he got beat up pretty bad. So when did you come into town?
Oh, I came into town a little after dawn yesterday morning. Why?
Well, you just asking. It's kind of odd. Man's been beaten up, killed.
Oh, but not by me. I was with the doctor and Heinrich in the tavern when they brought this man in.
Ah, all right.
I would have no reason to assault this man.
And what have you come to our fine town for?
To find the doctor, as a matter of fact, and I have done so. Thank you for asking.
You look like you're in good shape. I bet you the Swedes could use a man like you on the front.
Only if they're visiting Vikenheis, Wilkenheis.
And he slaps you on the shoulder and laughs. Ah!
Yes.
Walks back.
He nervously, best he can, he nervously smiles and nods, strokes his beard.
You have this feeling this guy just like is not done with you. He's kind of like thinking, well, what's up with this guy?
Have a good day, Inspector.
You too. Maybe we cross paths again.
I'm just going to wait for my colleagues, whatever they're doing.
Heinrich is still watching very intently. He loves watching this kind of thing.
So, Heinrich, do you have any theories about what's going on here?
He said his friend could not have been the one to beat the man, and yet someone beat the man.
Yes, that's a thing that happened.
They only know of 2 headless men. And 1 headless man is still in his grave. It's kind of the reason it was the other headless man.
I like your deductive reasoning. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's all I have.
So we can safely assume that one of the headless men we know, the one whose head is in a sack of potatoes in your house, is probably not the perpetrator.
Well, he could be. He is not the one that is buried at the cemetery. So we do not know where his body is.
You know, you're actually right. Rather strangely, he is a suspect in this inquiry.
It stands to reason.
On account of, I know staggeringly few headless people, and I've become acquainted with 2 in very quick succession.
Everybody's just trying to get ahead here.
My father always said, eliminate the impossible, and whatever remains, however improbable, is probably true. This man does not have a head. His friend did not have a head. I am not the smartest man in town, but there is a commonality there, Herr Doctor.
Well, let's explore these possibilities. Let's see if we can catch up with maybe the friends of this gentleman. They may have seen more. They seemed to be pretty shook up last night and mentioning wolves. Why would you lie about such a thing?
Is the head still talking? Is
No, it's gone.
It's expired. Okay.
Yeah.
I would ask, hello. I shake him a little bit. Do you know where your friends went?
And at this point, Stefan comes in. Yeah, hello. Yeah, can I help you? How are you doing, Doctor? Did you be able to find everything out okay?
Oh, yes. My friend who was just saying goodbye. You know how emotional people get around
Oh yeah. A friend of his. I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be a nice pauper's funeral for this man.
Why won't you talk?
Beside himself with grief.
Trigger warning. Oh, that's fantastic.
Come on, Heinrich. Let's go out and have a nice strudel and
No.
try and lead him out.
Yeah, so you're able to lead him back out to your friend, standing out there in the street, And where do the three of you go now? As Heinrich is unconsolable, apparently.
Did you decide anything, the doctor?
I
Heinrich.
feel we need to get more information from Stanley's friends.
And they sound well known. The constable certainly knew who they were last night, right?
They seem to be ne'er-do-wells and reprobates of some order. Explain why they were trying to rob a tomb.
Mm-hmm. So where would they find themselves on a beautiful day like this? Maybe the constable knows. Heinrich, would you want to talk to the constable? He just went in.
You have a chance to. You have a chance to talk to a couple constables if you want to, because there's a couple constables walking up the street now, and one of them has a sack.
Okay.
It might have a pumpkin in it. It might have a very large snowball. But they both look pretty. And they're walking really dead right towards the morgue.
It doesn't look like a potato sack, does it?
Doesn't look like a potato sack, no.
I'm going to kind of step away from the door of the morgue and kind of, distance myself from the constables.
Try and look as nonchalant as possible.
Right. With hands in my pockets.
All right. And the two guys are like, good day, but they just really they're in a hurry. Open the door. Stefan, here. I say, yeah. So you're not gonna believe what we found out there. Freaking in the cold snow. What? And you can just hear it's Frau Head.
And I'm listening. I'm so very obviously eavesdropping.
Very obviously eavesdropping. And we're not going to make you do a listen to doors roll here, but they're talking, and you can hear there's just loud, animated discussion. It's like it's freaking Herr Winkle's head was in the snow. We just buried him a couple days ago. Look at that thing. And the guy, you can hear Stephen like, "That's unreal. Who would do such a thing? Rip a head right off a body?" He goes, "Yeah, we got to go check out the mausoleum."
Gentlemen, I think we should
Yes.
maybe go elsewhere.
I'm right behind you, Doctor. So we don't have a body for Herr Winkle.
No, but we know where the head is, and the head.
Yes.
I can talk to that.
Yes. That's right. So what we need to do is get you some rest.
Yes.
Or
It's been a
maybe
long few days.
Yes. We need to get you full rest. And then talk to Herr Winkle.
Yes.
Good idea. Good idea.
I just need a comfortable place and a few drafts of laudanum, and that'll get me right as rain.
It is better if you do not sleep at the place with the poor young women, because you do not sleep much at that place.
There might be a little bit of a distraction, I agree.
Yes, you slept like 2 hours. You should go probably to the inn or to my place. You sleep more there.
With enough laudanum in me, I could sleep anywhere.
And then I believe that's what we should do. Get you some rest. And I should properly bury Frederick now that we've got our information from Frederick.
Now let's hold off on that just for a brief moment. We don't want to be seen burying heads at the moment.
True. Yes, good point. We can always start after it gets dark. Yes, good.
Besides, you continue pickling the head, you'll have an interesting conversation starter.
Oh, Zod forgive you for saying that, Dr. Hans. Zod forgive him.
They claim that there are at least 4 heads of John the Baptist out there.
Yes, Christians are. That's a crazy cult type religion. Don't believe that. They would have 4 heads of John the Baptist.
That's odd because the Church of St. John the Baptist, the old Catholic Church, is now kind of boarded up and defunct, but that's where Heinrich would have gone. That is, in fact, in town.
I think he was a very smart man to have extra heads in case someone fooled.
A rather interesting theological point you make there.
Yes.
My mother always said the good Lord could accomplish anything, so I'm just saying, 4 heads, not that out of the realm of possibility.
See, many speculate that at least 3 of the 4 claimants are mistaken, but I think your theory trumps them in that you put forward the possibility that St. John the Baptist indeed had 4 heads.
I cannot think of a single reason why he could not have had 4 heads. So
where are you fellas walking to?
Jurgen pulls his holy symbol out, looks to the sky. Zod will never forgive me for being part of this conversation.
How many heads does Zod have?
That's blasphemy. 6. You well know that.
I am sorry.
But they're all connected to his body.
So where you find guys headed at this point while you're having this incredible theological discussion?
Somewhere we can get the good doctor some sleep, right? Where do you want to go, Hans, to get your rest?
Well, I fear that if I go to the tavern, the innkeeper will be bothering me for things so fleeting as money. So maybe a good, comfortable part of the floor in your residence, Heinrich.
Oh, yes. I suppose I can make space. I am not using most of my furniture. It belonged to my mama and papa, and they were taken some years back.
How sad.
Yes, it was very, very sad. They became very sick, and I could not afford to bury them. And so they are not officially dead. Anyway.
Oh, Heinrich, that is an interesting tale.
So as you tell that tale and you walk up to the door of your establishment, you'll find that in fact little Fraulein Katrina, or Claudia rather, is still at your place, sound asleep.
Okay.
Having drunk quite a bit of wine.
I forgot about her.
Yes.
I will rouse. I'm sorry, I've forgotten her name already. Katrina. Claudia. I'm sorry. I will arouse Claudia and I will escort her out onto the street and hand her splash her face with a little bit of water. Hand her one of the rat-tailed cookies of my my party mate. Rouse her and set her out on the stoop and shut and bolt the door behind. Doctor, you're getting sleep. No Claudias around here. You need to get rest.
She leaves. She says, "Thank you very much." She leaves wearing a pair of rather large-looking boots. They don't really look like they fit her, but they look like they might have fit Heinrich. But she did come in barefoot. But
what a nice young lady.
Well, I shall self-medicate some opiates and attempt to sleep.
And I will ask Heinrich, where did you put Frederick? Heinrich.
Oh, I grab the large sack in the corner and I empty out the contents. Oh, no, wait, that's his turnip sack. Wrong sack. And I grab the sack next to it and empty out the contents. And amongst some moldy potatoes is his somewhat shrunken and decayed-looking head.
Okay, I gather it up gently and I take it back to the jar, the pickle jar, and I drop it in and seal it. God, Zod, please take care of Frederick in the afterlife. We will properly perform the ritual tonight to put him with his soul. And then I slide it over out of the way, and then I go curl up where I can to get some sleep.
All right, and so time passes, and the good doctor's able to get his requisite 6 hours of sleep. He's able to meditate enough time to prepare whatever spell he so desires, whichever one he wants to.
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to stick with the winner on this one. Well, there are 7 heads about.
Huh.
So yeah, I'll sort of wake up and feel that slight connection buzzing through my mind again.
There you go. And you also, like, people have come in. Heinrich, have you been sleeping as well?
When he wakes up, I'm still in the same position I was, just staring at him.
Okay.
I actually did rest some, but they don't know it. It just looks really creepy when they wake up.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, you're gonna knock at the door.
I suppose, yeah, look around nervously. Yeah.
And Heinrich, answer your door, Heinrich.
There is nobody home.
Heinrich, it's Bester. How you doing?
How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, good. Can I come in?
Meanwhile, I'm lifting the cellar door and I'm headed into his wine cellar with the head in my under my arm.
Oh, you wanted to come in out of the cold. Okay.
Yes, thank you. Doctors. The doctor's visible. Doctor's out.
Yes, yeah. A little bit groggy
good
from
doctor.
Good morning, Inspector.
Sniffs the air a little bit, but just really doesn't say anything. Good morning, doctor. Oh, you might be interested in this. I was hoping to find your friend as well. It's been a really interesting night for murders, or day for murders.
Really? Faint surprise.
Well, we did, yeah. We actually found somebody's body. We believe it might be Kevin's, the friend of that man Stanley.
Oh.
But the strangest thing about it, we can't really identify it for sure, although we can kind of identify it by the clothes. His head's been ripped clean off of his body.
Huh. That is unusual, although becoming increasingly less unusual.
What do you mean by that, Doctor?
Oh, yes. Well, right, yes, you see, well, we met this young lady called Claudia, who you may know, and she said that she saw the ghost or spirit of Herr Winkle, but that its head was wrong.
Well, we have Herr Winkle's head. This time back at the morgue. It seems that was found in the street last night.
Didn't you say he died of natural causes?
Oh, he did. He was buried, and we found his head. I sent some constables over to his mausoleum, and it looks like it's been disturbed. The head's been taken off.
Really?
All of his valuables are missing as well. All the valuables. I talked to his wife, his grieving wife, and I didn't tell her about the head, but I told her his tomb might have been robbed. She just told me what he was buried with.
Well, when
Looks
I
like you have some
saw
grave robbers about.
when I saw was it Stanley when Lars and Kevin they came into the tavern, they mentioned something like that. I think they may have been your culprits.
Well, they mentioned grave robbery, did they? Yeah, they're kind of the kind of guys I wouldn't put past that sort of thing. But
yeah.
we got 2 men without heads, and we've got a head, so we only have 1 man without a head, really. But what do you make of all that, Doctor? Strange, isn't it? Where is your friend anyway?
Yeah. I believe he's out taking a constitutional.
Ah. Well, they don't call it Pottsburg for nothing, do they? He slaps you right in the shoulder.
Oh, yeah, yes. Rather.
Got to be careful where you walk in the morning.
Of course. May I see the head?
The head of...
The head you recovered.
The head of Winkle? Well, yeah, sure. It's down at the morgue. I mean, it's kind of old now. He's been dead for a while. We got
I may be able to shed a little light on the matter.
Yeah, we do. We are going to return it to the mausoleum where it belongs.
Of course, only fitting that you do so, so that he may get his eternal rest.
Well, sure, you could come see the head. I don't see why not. It seems to be your thing, dead bodies, huh?
Well, it's not what I set out to do, being a doctor. Is in fact, in many ways, the direct opposite of my profession, but one can learn a lot from the dead, I suppose.
I suppose you can. And he just gives you this quizzical look. Well, it's down at the morgue if you want to see it. Good day,
I
Doctor.
better have some breakfast first. Yes, good day.
Oh, Herr Constable, before
Yes.
you go, would you like to have a little nip of the 49? And I hold up the wine bottle.
Oh, sure. Don't mind if I do.
Oh, please go right
Got
ahead.
it, boss.
I pour him out a little nip in a cup. You have a good day, sir. You do good work.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
work.
you very much. And he grabs the pastry, doesn't pay for it, walks out the door.
That is fine. That was expired.
A 4-day-old pastry,
Yeah. Little moldy.
right? So I'm gonna wait and listen until I hear something. It sounds like maybe our constable's gone.
Yeah, it's obvious. He's walked out. You know.
Okay, I'll poke my head out of the wine cellar. Is it clear? Is it clear for me to come out?
I believe so.
All right, so I will leave Frederick's head in the wine cellar and come out and secure that hatch. So what did he want? What was that about?
Well, he was just mentioning that they've recovered the head of Herr Winkler, which we know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he might be a little bit suspicious of you.
Yes, I could have. I think I gleaned that last night and again this morning when he insinuated that maybe I would be conscripted into the Swedish ranks. Fool.
Yes, but he's given me permission to examine the head, so it saves us sneaking around and, well, being awkward.
Maybe before. Maybe I should change my appearance some. You say you're a barber. Maybe we should shave me, cut my hair, change my clothes.
That's a remarkably good idea.
Let's
yes,
do it.
let's get some hot water, and I'll sort of from my my bag take out a straight razor and start running it along a piece of leather, and trying to find a little pot of foam.
Do not use the well in the back. I will fetch well. I will fetch well water from across road. Do not ever go back there.
I don't want to know.
No, you don't.
Plenty of snow out there to get to scoop off, you know.
No, it is best. It is best we do not. And his beard, he's never shaved probably in his 27 years. And his hair is matted. When you get close to shave him, his breath, and he breathes on you, his breath is rancid. He's missing some teeth. He's got some rotten teeth. You find out that your cleric friend has clearly been devoted to one thing. And with no idea of his own vanity. Although
we have a little more time. Well, we have a little more time. I may need to pull some teeth and maybe give you some wooden ones. Or if you find a particular corpse you like, I can replace them. But that's for another time. Let's sort out this thatch for now.
Are you saying something's wrong with my teeth, Doctor?
No, you have no teeth for there to be anything wrong with, is the problem.
Yes, they do tend to fall out.
Great. Well, that's and I just start hacking away at the hair and things like that. Try and groom you to a semblance of me.
He looks younger, but gaunt. I mean, he looks younger than than you would anticipate, yet still looks very worn and haggard, very gaunt, lines in his face and his cheeks. He looks older than he should at 27. But for the most part, cleans up rather nicely and takes on a slightly different appearance. I don't know to what degree. Only the great DM would be able to tell us that.
Well, so you essentially, you know, cleaned him up, done your best to disguise him. So as long as he doesn't talk or display any of his mannerisms, or kiss his fetish every 5 minutes, he probably nobody will know that's him.
Flawless.
There may have to be some. There may have to be
I'm not being
some.
exclusive. Go ahead.
There may have to be some wisdom checks for that to not happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have to really try your best to kind of like keep that under control. You know.
Well,
Okay.
That's about it.
Looking a lot tidier.
16 hours later.
Heinrich is
That's fantastic.
and he's sweeping all the hair, like the matted, nasty hair, like off his front doorstep and mumbling under it.
So where are you fellas off to now?
I think we should return to the morgue.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Everybody, as you're making your way back to the morgue, why don't you roll me a wisdom check? Roll under your wisdom.
All of us?
Yeah.
And,
Ooh, nope.
I missed the mark.
yeah, I rolled a 2, so I get under.
You roll under your wisdom. Okay, so you guys are heading back to the morgue. It's about it's a little bit after midday, I suppose. It took so long to clean Jurgen up, you know. But as you're going down, you're walking past people, and they're bustled up a little bit. It's a little cold. They're, you know, got their scarves on and whatnot. You pass this guy that's really kind of got, you know, taller guy. He's got quite a scarf on, everything, you know, bundled up really well. But you swear that it's Kevin. Because Kevin's face is kind of unmistakable. I don't remember Kevin being that tall, but that's Kevin.
I kind of stop, almost like do a double take. No, I'm kind of thinking, I recognize him. That was Kevin. Hang on, Kevin's dead. And I sort of turn around again and try and get a good look at him.
Right, and yeah, it does. He walks. You know, he was walking by you. He definitely Kevin's face. So you kind of you talk to this guy enough to kind of see that it's kind of him. His mannerism looks a little odd, like he doesn't really have a very expressive face.
And I'll just call after him. I wanted to ask him some questions anyway, and I'll sort of just say Kevin, and I'll sort of not quite chase him, but walk after him, or like something diverted.
He does this kind of odd, like weird thing where he sort of stops and he's almost like he keeps walking. He's kind of turn his head a little bit, and then he kind of turns, but he's not really turning his head all that much. He's kind of turning his whole body to look at you. Doctor?
The constable said you were dead.
Constable. That's ridiculous. He's kind of twitching a little bit, and he's speaking really oddly. That's ridiculous. I'm fine. He's got a little twitch, and he just kind of turns again, and he's walking.
I'll sort of turn back to Jurgen and Heinrich. Say, gentlemen, I think we need him.
You want me to get him?
Yes. Maybe not too obvious in the streets.
We follow?
Yes.
All right, so you're gonna follow this guy.
Act normal.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's see if this guy notices you. Yeah. So, as far as you know, he hasn't really caught on to you. He's kind of walking through the streets, you know, just goes past shops. Doesn't really seem to go into any place. Just walks around, walks around the streets, and he's finally kind of heading towards the area of the old Catholic church. You know.
Okay.
And kind of
When
walking around there.
the street when the streams get a little more quiet and it feels opportune, I might sort of just give the nod and see if we can bag him, basically.
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely at some point you're going through what would amount to be like an alleyway. It's kind of dark. There's very few people actually see what you're up to.
And more to Heinrich than Jurgen. I think Heinrich will be more responsive. I just go, now, get him.
Okay. I'm
All right.
trying to get him in a full Nelson.
Okay, so you're attack this guy from behind. So I'm gonna give you what you're gonna do is you're gonna make an opposed roll with this guy.
Alrighty. An attack.
So you get to yeah. Well, you pretty much what you do is you get to add your dex bonus, your attack bonus, and your strength bonus if you have one. So you add all three of those. Bonuses or penalties, you add it to the roll.
Okay, so altogether that's a 17.
All right, and so I'm going to have him do the same, and you can add a couple to that roll just because you're getting him from behind.
All right.
So we'll call yours a 19. And so you beat him. You start to grapple this guy. You don't get him from behind, and he's flailing around. And let's see. Let's have him make a save here. What are you doing with him at this point?
I'm just trying to really just clinch him in, get him in a grapple.
I got you, and he's just like waving his arms around at this point.
Yeah.
I would like to add my. I would like to aid him by trying to grab his feet,
You're gonna grab his feet.
if I can.
Okay. Yeah, because kind of run in, grab his feet.
Yeah.
Give me a roll. He's kicking his feet out a little bit, but
I doing an opposed check as well.
yeah, you're gonna add your strength and your dexterity
So that's
and
gonna
your
be
attack bonus.
plus 3,
whatever.
plus 4. So I rolled 11, but plus 4 total would be 15.
Okay, he's actually kicking furiously at this point. So it's really hard for you to actually get his feet.
Okay.
However, at this point, let's see how we do here. Okay, at this point, like he's struggling back and forth. The oddest thing, his head seems to be flopping quite a bit. Like a lot more than the head ought to flop. He's got a big scarf on, but his head is sort of like doing this big, like way too much back and forth.
So almost Scooby-Doo style. I want to try and yank the scarf off if I can. I don't know how Heinrich's holding him, but if I can, it's just going to be something's going on here. I'm going to try and pull this scarf off.
Okay, you go ahead and make an opposed roll. This guy is pretty, it's going to be really hard for him to really defend against this. I'm going to give him a substantial.
-1 strength.
Yeah.
So what am I adding in total?
Your attack bonus so it'd be +1, but that'll be canceled out by your strength. So you're making a straight D20 roll here.
16.
Okay.
Nice.
So you're actually able to grab the scarf. You're pulling the scarf off of him, and you pull his head right off his body. Like, the world starts rolling down, and clunk, hits the ground.
It's that thing where you pick up a bag and it's not as heavy as you think it is, so you just lift it right up. I grab the scarf.
It's exactly like that. You do that.
Really yank it, and I just sort of stumble backwards as this head flies through.
So so pretty much the doctor with his 6th strength has managed to rip a man's head off of his body. So how do you fellas feel about your friend here at this point?
I'm gonna give up trying to grab his legs, and I'm gonna chase the head around. I'm gonna go try to chase and pick up the head.
Is he still moving, or is he actually dead now? Like,
Is he still moving?
well, you never know. In this kind of game, you never know.
Duckins. This is why you shouldn't drink in game.
Because this
I almost killed myself in root beer. I was trying to swallow desperately. So you chase the head around. That's easy. The head comes to a stop. It's just like this. And the body is flailing around like crazy. So I need you to make another roll. See if you can hold him.
All right, the same kind of roll.
Yeah, same kind of roll.
Alrighty. This time it is a, let's see, it's an unmodified 16. So if we add,
Okay, you've got him. He's flailing. I mean, like, you've got him by his arms. His arms are kind of ineffectively going like this. His feet are flailing around like crazy, but the body is not dead.
nice.
So
nice.
so to speak.
So I yell out to Jurgen, who is currently my best friend in the world. There is a chain in my backpack. I think this man is ill. We should restrain him.
Okay, so I will let the head continue to bounce around and wherever it's headed, and I will
Wherever it's headed.
I will start right. I will start to go through his backpack, which I'm sure is on your back.
It's actually under my coat, so you'll have to lift that up. And
Okay. So I'm trying to dig out his chain.
Okay, you're trying to dig out his chain. That's great. So make another repose roll here at this point.
all right,
+4 for me or for him? I'm sorry.
For him.
all right. Another 16.
Nice.
Another 16. Okay.
Very lucky.
That's all unmodified.
Yes.
Okay, let me just make sure I got the right thing here at this point. Yeah, you just. Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. You're at this point. You're kind of losing control of him. He's got like one arm out.
I beseech the strength of the four-headed man who baptized our Lord.
All right. At this point, it's a good time to roll for initiative. We're gonna call this a real combat at this point, guys.
Alrighty,
We're all rolling.
group
Yeah,
initiative.
you're all rolling now. I want to try this alternate thing where you roll what you're gonna do.
All
So
right.
the deal is if you're gonna use a melee weapon,
Yep.
you roll a D8. If you're doing a missile weapon, you roll a D4. If you're gonna cast a spell, you do D12. Anything else, D6.
Before
This guy,
this
guy doesn't have a weapon.
Still adding
Sorry?
dexterity.
No, now you're just doing this
Okay.
is just an initiative order roll.
So
Did he-
Lowest
mine's
goes
a D8.
first.
Did he actually break out, or
He's got one arm out, so I mean, you're not feeling like either you're gonna try to have to re-grapple him or something, but you're gonna go in initiative order at this point.
So
If you're trying,
I'm not actually going to interfere with this. I'll sort of preoccupy myself with trying to retrieve the head. So I'll try and stay out of melee range.
right? Okay, well, he's got a 6 this round, and the lower is
As
better.
did I. As did I.
all
You
right?
get a 6. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to grapple him again. So what do I roll for my?
Roll D6 because that's kind of like everything else is D6.
All right. Cool. That's a 3.
You got 3, so you go first.
All righty. So I'm going to try to grapple him again. That's the same D20.
Okay. Yeah, same D20 opposed roll here.
All righty. That's an unmodified 2 this time. So
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's definitely like he's flailing around. You're not really getting that other arm. He's pretty strong. This is a big guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we're to say dexterity wise, you get to go first, Jurgen.
Okay, I've got a small sword out, +3 attack bonus. I'm rolling damage with it. 14
Attempting
plus
not to hit. Attempting
sorry?
not to hit your friend.
Right. I'm trying to drive my sword into his chest.
Okay, right on.
Trying not to. I rolled a 14 + 3, 17, and I rolled 6 + 2 damage, 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay, you do
I hit,
like a
if I
gash
hit.
right in this thing. Oh yeah, you hit. You hit.
Okay.
Quite a gash into this body, and it's not
Okay.
bleeding at all.
Mm.
There is no blood.
Okay.
Okay, at that point, he is going to try to do like a backhanded like elbow
Mm.
right into Heinrich's face here, and he does not do very well. He rolls he rolls a 3. It misses. Looks like it'd be nasty. So, all right, we're back at the top of the thing. Roll initiative again. Tell me what you get.
2 for me.
Okay.
I have given up on grappling because there are swords in play now. I'm going to draw my
Yeah.
club. So,
Okay.
and I'm going to
So,
prepare
so you're rolling a D8 for melee for initiative.
D8, and that's a 7.
You got a 7, so you're going last. All right.
All
So okay, so Jurgen, you're up.
I'm going to attempt to step back and disengage, and I'm going to pull on my free casting of Turn Undead.
Oh, okay,
So-
I got you. So
so-
you're doing it.
Yeah, so I'm going to step back, and then with my left hand, I'm going to try to disengage, pull out my, and then I'm going to try to free cast on. I don't know if I can do that same turn or at the end of the turn. or next turn. But that's my
it would
goal.
take effect. You could do it now. It's going to take effect at the beginning of the next round before anything else happens.
Okay.
So roll. Yeah. So what you want to do is roll 2d6 and see if you can turn this guy or not.
2, 4 total. 2 and 2.
So you got 4 total. Okay.
Yep.
And roll me. No, that's it. Okay. Roll me a d4.
A D4.
Yeah.
1.
1. So okay. So 3. Alrighty, and you do that. The critter is up, and at that point, I think it's probably maddest at you. So it's going to attempt to just kind of like hit you, try to find you. And what is your armor class? Your armor class is a.
With my now I don't have my shield equipped, so it's 15 without my shield.
Okay. All right. So as you're doing that, as you're casting this turning effect, it hasn't completely gone into effect yet, and he slams you for 3 hit points of damage. So you roll with a punch, but it's pretty nasty. Like
Okay.
you're like, man, this guy's.
Stumbling.
And go ahead. Somebody's pulling out a club, or is it a rolling pin? What is he pulling out?
It's functionally a club. It is a rolling pin. So, yeah. So you hurt my Jurgen, my only friend. So he takes a big old swing, and that's a nat 1. So
Natural 1. So essentially, what happens is you forgot he doesn't have a head, and so you hear that shoof. That's incredible sound of nothingness. And Doctor, you have a head. Two now. You have 2 heads.
I'll grab it and then not really realize what I'm going to do with it now. I didn't really think that far ahead, so I'm going to sort of exult in triumph as I grab this head and then look around the alleyway trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
Okay, well you've got a head. You actually have a rather nice scarf too, on the ground. But alrighty, it is time to roll initiative.
Okay.
Once again.
6.
Okay.
And what do you got? Who has a 6?
Me. I'm sorry, Jurgen. 6.
Okay, yes. And what about Heinrich?
Okay, I'm rolling the melee again. I rolled a 4 on the D8.
Okay, great on. Okay, so what happens at the very beginning of this round is the creature after pummeling you, as you're holding your holy symbol out there, it starts to step back, and it's not running, but it gets to about 10 feet away from you, and it's not really approaching you anymore. Not doing anything else.
Okay. It's not approaching either of us.
Yeah, it's not approaching you. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be kind of ignoring Heinrich at that point, because I don't think it even realized that Heinrich tried to attack it, seeing as it really just kind of whiffed over his neck.
Heinrich, I think we should run. I'm wounded, and I will take a defensive posture. So I'll say that to Heinrich, and I'll take a defensive posture. So I'm going to use that combat options defensive.
Okay. Yep. That's 2 to your armor class in case it attacks, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything at this point.
Okay. Should we? Dang, I hate to leave it here. Well, it's your go anyway, isn't it, Heinrich? It's your turn. It's your turn.
Yeah. Well, since I rolled to attack in melee, am I committed to that, or can I alter that?
You can alter it.
Well, I'm going to go into the parry stance, which will up my AC by 2 since I'm not a fighter, and I'm just going to back up a little bit with the rolling pin in front of me, kind of in the direction that he is retreating.
A very, very common thing to see.
Yeah. Okay.
And Doctor?
I'm going to try and take up the scarf and shove the head under my coat, as it's not going to be that convincing, but I think I can do with a 7 human head at this stage. And
where are you relative to your other friends? Where are you relative to your other friends at this point?
So I'm not sure. I mean, the head could have gone anywhere. So basically, wherever that head rolled.
You tell me. Where do heads usually roll?
Well, downhill.
downhill, and I imagine there was a certain amount of arcing when the scarf was yanked. So
Right.
it really could be.
I'll tell you what. Roll me a die here. Yeah, roll me a die here. And if it comes up odds, you're in a position to actually retreat with your friends. But if it comes up evens, then you're kind of in a position where you're kind of the creature, for lack of a better word, is in between you and them.
So it's an even, it's a 4. So I imagine I pick the head up, I celebrate, and then I look up to see this headless corpse and my two companions backing away in the other direction.
Right, they're backing away in the other direction, and it is kind of, it is keeping its distance from Jurgen, but as he backs away, it's kind of like it starts to follow, and then all of a sudden it kind of turns towards you.
I'll try and sort of back away in the other direction, towards the other end of the alleyway.
Alrighty. So it is starting to lumber towards you faster.
I pick up speed.
Want something. It might want something. Okay, so now you're coming to the end of this alleyway. Now,
yep.
Keep in mind, it's daytime. It's about 2 o'clock, and you're carrying a head.
Yeah. So that scene from the Adam West Batman movie where he's got a bomb. I'm kind of in this position now where I'll try and bundle it up in the scarf as best I can, whilst running from corpse. So
give me a dexterity check for this. Let's see. Can you get it all rolled up in the scarf before the corpse gets to?
You're gonna have to grubber kick it to us.
I rolled a 15. My dexterity is only 12. So
okay, so you're exiting the alleyway, and you have to make this decision. Do you ditch the head because you've got the scarf kind of around it, but it's not really convincing enough that it would be a pumpkin or something because there's a nose sticking out, and there's kind of like an ear, and you can see it's like you're looking at it, and you're an anatomist, okay? Yeah. So you can tell, like, and this is a split second, but you're a smart man. You're like, nobody's buying this. No. I mean, there may be nobody on the street. You don't know, but you're clearly going to be carrying a head.
So, as I realize this, my options are going to be one of two. I'm either going to throw the head over the corpse towards my companions, or bowl it underneath the legs of the corpse as it's staggering towards me. So I think I'm just going to attempt to throw it over its head.
Okay, that sounds phenomenal. Yeah, give me a dexterity. Just make a dexterity attack roll. Let's see what happens with
that. 4 on the dice. So I think this thing's getting its head back.
You managed to hit it in the chest with the head. So you did pretty good. You got a good head of steam on it. So now the thing is kind of pawing the ground, looking for the head. And grabbing the head, putting it on backwards, like twisting it around, and then walking and realizing the head's falling off. So now it's grabbing the head back on again. So now it's just having this moment of trying to get this head back on, looking for something, and it turns around. It turns around back at you. It sees that you're holding the scarf, and it starts to lumber towards you again, holding the head on to this body.
Now I'm definitely cheesing it. This scarf trailing out behind me.
Now, fellas, what are you doing at this point?
At this point, I have with my token up, I have sheathed my sword and I'm getting out my mace.
I'm very disappointed that I didn't catch the ball. I'm a little bit downtrodden, and I kind of feel like this just isn't going my way. So
right, okay.
My goal is to hit the head like a baseball bat, just smack it right off the top of its body when I get a chance.
Okay. Well, at this point, he is so let me just give him a roll, see if he notices you. But he is so on the lead right now that he does start to notice that you're coming at him with this thing. So he is going to be able to defend a little bit. But go ahead if you want to try to smack the head. Go ahead. But he's turning around and realizes somebody's behind him.
So, actually, I'm sorry. It's an axe. Excuse me. It's a small axe. 7 plus 3, 12. And 5 damage plus 2, 7 if I hit 7 damage.
Okay, let's see what is
the
AC
head.
here, I believe. Yeah. I believe. And how much damage?
Head.
How much?
5 plus 2 with the axe, 7.
7. Okay, so he's turning around and he manages to kind of like swing on, but so you don't hit the head.
Okay.
But you managed to do 7 points of damage. So you managed to do another big thunk, you know, in this thing. And so that's pretty. Let's see, where is he at here? Oh, okay. So you've clearly taken this chunk out of this thing, and it's kind of staggering at that point. So we are back in combat.
All right.
Hey, go ahead. Roll initiative. Tell me what you're doing.
5 for me.
Okay.
Now, okay, what do I roll to attack with a ranged weapon?
That would be a D4 as far as
Okay.
initiative.
Because Heinrich is watching. He looks at the remains of the church and he remembers the story of David and Goliath, and he reaches through. And that's a 1. That's a 1, my friend.
That's a 1. You got a 1? Oh, okay. And Doctor, where are you at? Is this?
I don't even think I'm looking back. I'm kind of like
So you're running into the street.
Yeah, like an acrobatic display. I'm running out into the street, this scarf kind of flapping behind me as I kind of just...
Okay.
I may
So
stop
here's-
and look back at a certain point.
All right. Go ahead, Heinrich.
Okay, so he reaches into the pockets of his trench coat and he keeps his little leather sling and some bullets in one pocket. And he produces it. And he is going to take this round to aim. He's going to try to take careful aim at the head. He's
Okay.
not going to actually release the stone yet. He's just kind of sizing the head up.
Now, if I believe, I can't remember if that's +2 or +4. It's pretty hefty modifier.
+2.
Yeah, pretty hefty modifier. I got double check that if you want to, but that's pretty hefty modifier as far as aiming is concerned. So let me just check that really fast. I hate to look up a rule, but this is a big one. And I think it's +4. I think it's a pretty.
Yeah, it might be.
I think it's a pretty heavy duty modifier as far as it's concerned. Let's see. Let's find aiming. I keep on talking about how easy it is to. +4.
Wow.
It's a pretty hefty modifier. All right. So the guy, it's holding its head, and so it's just going to swing at Jurgen as best it can. Jurgen, your armor class is
No shield, 15.
15. Okay, and it's got a negative because it's trying to hold its head on there. So it just swings in front of you. It just doesn't quite hit you.
Good.
So what are you up to now? You're next in the initiative order.
I've been holding my token. I've hit him with a hand axe. I'm going to have to drop my token. Zod, forgive me, and pull my shield out
Mhm.
and take a defensive stance. But I want to keep him. I want to keep his attention on me.
Okay.
And my token is now laying in the mud of street.
Alrighty. It's initiative time again, kids.
6.
All right, he gets a 3. Yes. And what'd you get? Another 1. Okay, well you are up. You've spent a whole round aim. You got a +4 to your roll.
In his mind, he is King David, and this thing is the Philistine giant Goliath. And he heroically, in his mind, with harp music playing, releases the stone at the head. And that will be, okay, it's +14 on top of my usual modifier. So, no, it's plus, that'll be a 19, sir.
19.
Yes, sir.
Roll damage.
All righty. And you said that, okay, no, a sling is a ranged weapon, so it wouldn't get the, all right, yeah, that is 1. That is 1.
That is 1. Well, 2 things happen. You clunk this thing right in the forehead. However, this particular creature, if you would roll, roll that much, you knock the head off the body.
Yes.
And the head is now rolling behind the body, slowly rolling towards the street.
John the Baptist was with me.
All right. Yeah, it's like the angels sang. And so you said you had a 6?
Yes, I did.
Is that what you, okay. So this thing is swinging at you again. It misses wildly. It's
Okay. At this point, I took a defensive stance, so I can't do anything, right?
you going full defensive? Yeah, no.
Yeah, because I'm trying to keep his attention on me. I'm going to continue to do the same thing. Hit my shield. Try to keep his attention.
Okay. All right. Time for initiative one more time.
Okay.
4.
That's a
3.
2 at a time.
You got a 2?
Yes, sir.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, he's still got the sling out, and he's still got some bullets left, so he's just attacking the body now.
Okay.
Without aiming this time. Just seeing if you can't knock him down a notch. And that is 16.
That is a 16. So it sails just past Jurgen's head. And slams into the body. Slams in the body. Go ahead, roll damage.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about the firing into melee. Alrighty, that is 2 damage.
That's 2 damage.
Yes.
And it thunks into his chest. It is just about toppling over. At this point, you hear screams because you realize the head is actually rolled into the street. So roll initiative, gentlemen. What could possibly go wrong?
8.
What do you roll to run like a frightened child who got in
That'd be
trouble?
a 6. That'd be a 6. That'd be a 6.
Okay.
I'm doing the same at this point, I
That's a
think.
3.
I also
That's a
agree.
All right. So at this point, the make a decision here. What would I do if I was the body without a head?
Simulation.
All right, let's roll. I'm gonna roll this odds evens to see what actually happens here. Okay, evens. It spins around and runs into the street itself. The screams become much louder.
We will never hear.
My turn.
As you run. Yeah.
I've got a hand axe, so I'm gonna throw this hand axe right into his back as he turns and runs.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead,
Plus
roll me.
3 to hit. 9 plus 3 is 12, and I did 4 plus 2 damage. Actually, I wouldn't get my strength damage. I would get 4 damage. I wouldn't get my strength. So, but 9 plus 3 if it hits.
Okay, yeah. So that hits. So what happens, and Lee can probably see this the best, is like, even though he's run out a little bit, is that a head rolls up the street, people are screaming. He's like, oh crap, I gotta get out of here. Next thing you know, the screams magnify, and Lee, as you're running, you can't help but turn around. What the hell now? And you see this headless body come out, and an axe just flies out, buries itself in the back of this thing, and it just collapses. I can't say face down, but chest down, whatever goes down. In the street.
I think I'm sort of just going to walk over to the corpse, or well, specifically to the head, I think. As
okay.
The cat's out of the bag now, or the head's out of the potato sack, as it were. So I'll saunter over to the head, pick it up.
And
I sort of look around at the gathered people, I suppose. I just sort of go, it's a medical emergency.
And this seems to be a good place.
Not yet. Now
Huh?
I want to walk up and pull my axe out of his back and slide it in my holster.
I'm running like a frightened 6-year-old.
and shrug like it's just another day at the office.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. You all lived, and you will all gain a level for this because I believe you ought to. If you can live the first session and Lamentations of the Flame Princess, you ought to gain a level. But,
and that's true because I took half my hit points. So
yeah,
good.
but Potts. Where the heck are we? Potsdam? Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how long you can stay in this town.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure how long you can stay in this town. Yeah, I did not know how that was going to go, but that was pretty interesting. Sorry about the technical misadventures. That kind of sucked, but that was.
It was well worth it, Ivan. Fantastic fun.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Oh, the funny thing is, I was really. I was a complete writer's block, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I just for some reason nothing was coming to me, and I had a couple the usual horrific monster ideas.
And our ability to make a big mess, and I'm proud to see that we did that.
Right, but there's the funny thing that happened to me yesterday was I'm looking through. I'm thinking I got to find a monster or something that just gives me like a inspiration. And so I know, of course, we'd already talked about the head, and the head being head being in a bag, and all this kind of stuff. And I got this book. The Swords and Wizardry Unloaded. We Reloaded. It's a monster manual. It's got a whole bunch of it, and it's a bunch of them are fan created type stuff. And it's got a monster in here called a head stealer.
Oh man!
And I'm like, oh, that's too much. And it's literally an not that I would want to do too much reveal because Lamentations is all about having a singular monster. There's not another one. Right. Literally, it's a headless undead body of somebody who's been decapitated, usually by execution, and it needs to re-enter. It wants to re-enter society by placing somebody else's head on its own neck.
Oh, that's perfect.
The problem is it can't. It's not magical. It has to mechanically attach these heads, and they keep rotting, so it has to keep replacing them.
Oh man!
On a frequent basis, and they it can't really animate them really well, so it kind of twitches and whatnot. And so
that is morbid. That fits right in this universe, I think.
Yeah, I think it fits.
It does. But I'm thinking about the freaking head in the jar. I'm thinking this is too good. I'm like, I didn't know how it was going in my mind. And it's fine. This didn't happen. The idea that somehow this thing would find out you had a pickled head, which wouldn't rot.
Right. There you go. Right.
Luckily for Frederick, he did not get permanently attached to this thing. But I just imagine that you at some point there might be some dark, scary place that you guys fight this, not in the middle of the street.
Oh, there was a moment there where I thought it might be Frederick's body.
Yeah.
That he followed me back for his head and then decided to go get whatever head he could.
Well, I'll tell you this: it was somebody that was executed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, have you ever seen Frederick naked?
No. Oh, was it naked?
Yeah.
I never got that.
No, but I'm thinking, but somebody did. Somebody saw it naked once.
Oh, right.
Right. But you have to go talk. You probably wouldn't be able to identify. You would have no idea.
Honestly, I thought when it got to the prostitute part that it was just a guy that was peeling faces off and wearing them. Yeah, I was getting some Jack the Ripper / Leatherface vibes off of it, but it went in
Cannibal
direction. Yeah, I like the direction of it.
Well, Lee, what did you think of your OSR experience here?
It really wasn't what I was saying to you guys before. I wasn't expecting. I sort of half jokingly said I was expecting it to be like a goblin in a cave and then it kills us all, and how people like to say it goes. But no, it's. I said it felt no different in a good way to most games you play. The way you play the game is the important thing rather than the system you use. So yeah, it felt no different. In the role playing people did to any of the games I've played, so it was really good to sort of see that. I didn't know what to expect, but it was good fun to be part of.
Yeah,
right on. Well, glad to have you, man. That was cool. Hopefully, you get to do it again.
Absolutely.
And that was, that thing could have killed you all in the right set of circumstances, but you guys played pretty intelligent.
You never know. He's got a wound.
Yeah.
There was definitely definitely a Sherlock Holmes vibe going on at certain points of the investigation.
Which was great, which was fantastic.
Yeah, and there was that moment. There was that moment when Lee's separated from the rest of the party and the thing turns around, and I'm wondering what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're separating the party in an OSR game. That's smart.
I was starting to see a soccer game developing. I thought this is going to be great. We're all going to be kicking his head down the street.
Actually, I think my favorite part that I will remember forever is Lee pulling the thing's head off.
Yeah.
The doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor just head pops off like a cork out of a wine bottle.
and then in a panic, throwing it back to him.
I don't want it. Paul beaten by me almost choking to death on diet soda. When I forget what you said, but it was enough. I was done. Probably right around that scene. Yeah.
Leave it to the rookie to steal the show. Fantastic. Well, OSR
And the head.
OSR rookie.
That medical emergency. There's no.
That was.
In case anybody was confused.
You know what? The number one thing I hear about people, they say they won't try OSR because there's no role playing and those guys have no sense of humor. So.
Yeah. Fantastic, guys.
All
Very
right, well,
good.
I'm gonna head off to bed and probably eat something. But thanks a lot for time. Sorry about the Wi-Fi. That would never happens here ever. But leave it at that.
All right. It's the curse. It was the curse of Potsdam. Potsdam morgue.
Yeah. See, every time we go to the morgue, the Wi-Fi itself tries to just pulls out the
level. It's a Bethesda game.
Right.
Yeah. The Wi-Fi was actually pulling out the X card. Like, no, we can't go here. We can't talk to the head. Can't talk to the head. And
guys, it was great.
And Lee
Thank
actually
you.
manages to. Yeah, my first VAM magic system tryout, and Lee actually manages to cast it and not die.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
But I was halfway looking forward to a horrible miss.
So was I. To be honest, I was thinking, this is going to be the moment that defines this game right here.
No, you
Well, listen. Like every corpse in the entire place could have animated permanently.
Right.
That was like one of the possibilities.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Then we're definitely leaving town.
Yeah. All right, guy. But you managed to escape that horrible fate, So
yeah. And we're level 2. So if indeed we pursue this as a mini campaign, we're going to become heroes.
There you go, or die trying. All right, guys. I'm gonna broadcast here. Thanks for watching, kids.
Yes, sir. Thank you.